Hey guys, welcome back to Pure Hashi Music. Today I'm going to show you 7 sexy scales on the ukulele. If you want to deepen your knowledge of ukulele scales and come up with different ways to practice, add a lot of variety to your practice sessions, be sure to stay tuned. I'm going to show you 3 scales in C that are in an open position, and then 4 scale variations that are in D that you could move around the neck. So many of these are going to be movable shapes, allowing you to play all kinds of different scales. After each scale that I'll show you, I'll give you some rhythmic variations or just suggestions of different ways to practice them, and each of these variations can apply to every single one of the 7 scales. So be sure to stay tuned until the end, maybe take some notes, keep in mind your favorite variations, and towards the end I'll even give you some hints on how to improvise with these scales. In terms of your plucking hand technique, I'll be using alternating between index and middle finger, or I, M, in this video. You could also use the nail of your index and pluck downwards or alternate, or use a pick, plucking down on every note or alternating the pick. Okay? For now, do whatever's most comfortable for you. You could even just pluck downward with your thumb. So I won't focus too much on the right hand technique, just make sure it's nice and relaxed and it sounds good. And one last thing before we dive in the diagrams that I made up for you guys, the numbers will represent the fingers of your pressing hand. So 1 being the index, 2 for the middle finger, 3 for your ring finger, and then 4 is your pinky. We'll be using the pinky a lot. This will be a great workout for your pressing hand. 3 C scales on the ukulele. These are all in open position. Probably the easiest scale you can learn on the uke would be C major pentatonic. So pentatonic means it's just a 5-note scale, and it would go like this. I play the 3rd string open, and then 2, 2nd fret with my 2nd finger. 2nd string open, and then 3, and then 1st string open, and 3 again. Okay, so that's your C pentatonic, nice and easy. It goes 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 3, and you can go back in reverse, 3, 0, 3, 0, 2, 0. So notice when I do it in reverse, I'm pressing first to have the exact opposite order of all those notes. And a nice way to practice this is simply playing each note 2 times to get a nice little rhythmic variation. These would be like 8th notes, and that would go like this. And you could do the same thing in reverse. Another C scale you should all know on the ukulele is C major. So this is a typical 7-note scale, or 8 notes if you add that octave at the end. You know, this is your do, a deer, a female deer, C major. Tons of children's songs or simple songs stem from this type of scale. So it would be open 3rd string for a C note. Then your D is right here on the 2nd fret, again with your middle finger. 2nd string open, 1st fret, 3rd fret, 1st string open, 2nd fret for a B, and then 3rd fret for a C. For this scale, I'm going to suggest you practice naming the notes and even singing along as an exercise to get familiar with the notes on your ukulele. So if you're reading notes, reading musical notation, these are the notes you'll be learning, right? It goes C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Sorry, it's early in the morning. My voice isn't warmed up, but that's the idea. And in reverse, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. Okay, try that out. The diagram here will help. And listen to this, play along with this as many times as you need to know these by heart. The next C scale I'll show you today, and this is the last one in C, would be a beautiful C minor scale, or C natural minor. So for this one, we go 3rd string open again. These are all in C, right? So we start on a C, 2nd fret D, and then here we have an E flat, which is going to be the 3rd fret on this string. Okay, that really changes the tone, changes the color of the scale. Then on the second string is first fret, not open. Then third, and then pinky, and then on the first string it's 1, first fret again, and then 3. Okay, that's a C minor scale on the uke. So if I put it all together, it goes like this. And in reverse. Okay, sounds beautiful. For this one, the rhythmic variation I'll suggest would be to play it in triplets, or each note 3 times evenly, okay? And remember, this variation and all the others apply to every scale, so keep these in mind and practice your favorites on the scales that you're working on. Here we go, C minor in triplets, 1 triplet, 2 triplet. Like that, and you could go in reverse, keeping it nice and steady. 4 movable scales on the ukulele. These will all be in D, but you could play these starting from any note on the neck of your uke, any note on that third string, and it would change the name of the scale, change the key that you're in. I'll give you a couple examples of that, but the first scale I'll show you here in D is a D pentatonic, D major pentatonic. We're starting on the second fret of the third string on a D note. And there are no open strings, so this one goes like this. The numbers I'm going to say are the fingers you're using, but we're always based in the second fret for now. So it would be first finger, 1, and then third finger here in the 4th fret, so 3. Then we go 1 and 4 in the 5th fret, and then 1 and 4 again. Okay, so look at the shape it makes. I'm going here, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 4. Can go in reverse. Pentatonic is a 5-note scale. Let's try this one with a swing rhythm. It would sound something like this. So for a swing, what I'm doing is long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short, long, like that. Or another way to think of it is as if you're playing triplets, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, but you're only playing the first and third note of the triplet. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, if that makes sense. That's how you would divide your notes, your rhythm there, okay? I'll probably pop up a little diagram to help you with that. So swing again, long, short, or shoo, ba-doo, 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 ba-doo. And that applies to all of these scales, a nice rhythm to practice. If I were to start that pentatonic scale at the 4th fret, it gives E major pentatonic. Same thing. I'm going to again use the finger numbers. 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 4 at the 4th fret. And that's E pentatonic. A D major scale is played again based on that 2nd fret of the 3rd string. This is D major, just like C major, but 2 frets up. It would go 1, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. Okay, look at that diagram. I'm always starting the 2nd fret here. I'm going 2nd fret, 4th fret, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 2nd, 4th, 5th. Those are the frets, but the fingering is 1, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. Memorize that, try it out. You could do any rhythm on this. We're going to try it now with a metronome. Check this out. So I just like to use the metronome that's on Google. I type in metronome. It has a nice clear kind of woody click sound, and I set it to 80. And so my scale, my D major scale at 80 with a click would sound like this. Okay, you can try all your scales with a metronome. Start around 70, 80, that's a comfortable speed. You can work slower down to 60, 50, 40. That's actually quite challenging to do. Takes a lot of focus and listening, and gradually speed it up. When you practice this stuff, it can be good to take note of the tempos that you're working on, and as the weeks progress, you gradually expand in both directions. That's my recommendation, is to work on slow and fast tempos. A D minor scale sounds beautiful, and it would go like this. I'm going to start on the D note here once again. We're going to go 1, 3, 4. Then I'm going to shift over to the 3rd fret. And again, the fingering here is 1, 3, 4 again. So see how that repeats? But starting in the 2nd fret. And then I shift over. And then on the 1st string, I go 1, 3, which happens to be the 3rd fret and the 5th fret here. Okay, the diagrams will help. Now there's another sort of fingering you could use here. You could also go 1 on the D, and then 2nd finger in that 4th fret, and then 3rd finger on the 5th fret. Okay, so I'm kind of stretching out for my index like this, and that has me in 3rd position, where I'm based in the 3rd fret instead. So once again, the other option for fingering would be like this. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 3, 4, 1, 3. Okay, use the diagrams, should make it nice and clear for you. Memorize this, repeat it many, many times. And let's try the triplets once again on this one. That would sound like this. I'll use the alternate fingering for now. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, you could try that with the click, that with the metronome. You could play each note twice, 3 times, even 4 times. So lots of options here for rhythmic variety, and then tracking your speed, working the tempos in both directions with the metronome. Okay, and the last scale for today is a D minor pentatonic. This one sounds great and works really well for improv. You can improvise with all of these scales, but I'd suggest starting with this one because it lends itself well to improvising in rock or blues styles, and it goes like this. Starting on a D note, the fingering is 1, 4, and then 2, 4, 2, 4. That's your D minor pentatonic scale, the frets being 2nd, 5th, and then 3rd, 5th, and 3rd, 5th. Okay, and you can also, notice in this diagram I made the first note blue and the pinky note blue. Those are your D notes. Those are the roots of the scale here in D minor. And we could also add the 1 and 4 on the top string like that. Those are also part of the scale. They just happen to be repeated in the scale, but the whole thing could be like this. Okay, and when you improvise, what's happening is you're making up melodies, telling a story with your scales, using different rhythms. Rhythmic variety is essential in improv, and leaving space to make phrases. Okay, I'm gonna give a little jam for you guys, demonstrate some of the rhythms. This is totally improvised. And I hope you find this helpful and gives you kind of a hint on how to work on improvising in all of the scales. Hey guys, this video was a ton of work. Give that thumbs up, a little click. It really, really helps me out. These diagrams took hours to make. Thank you so much for your support. Consider subscribing for tons more ukulele videos, and there's links down in the description to ukulele playlists as well as my books. You got Ukulele Christmas Classics and Ukulele for Beginners and Beyond. Check those out with the links down below. Here we go, a little jam, a little improv in D minor. Let's start with some 8th notes, each note twice. Triplets. Swing. Bending the rules a bit. Bends. Okay, I could go on and on, but that's the idea. You try different rhythms, leave space once in a while, and try to tell a story in the scale. I will make more videos going more in depth on the art of improvising, in kind of a blues style with some of these scales. Stay tuned for that. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.